Hey everyone, welcome to the Alba Method and day 8 of our 30-day movement challenge. Today's class is all about producing some energy and heat in the body, so we're going to try and keep this movement going the entire time on our mat. Remember to always listen to your body. If you start to feel dizzy or lightheaded or short of breath, make sure you take a break or slow down your movement and come back to your breath. You're just going to need your body and your mat, and when you're ready, I'll meet you there. Today's class, we're going to start on our back. So go ahead and lay down. We're going to bring the feet underneath the knees and the arms down by the sides. And just walk the feet in so that you can feel them right underneath your knees, and just gently close the eyes for a moment. Always just getting connected to the space, to our practice, and to our body. So just notice how you feel today, where you're at. And just connecting to the breath. Go ahead and open the eyes. Walking the shoulder blades together underneath you, I want you to find a braced belly. So pressing the low back into the mat. And then release that and let the low back kind of come off the mat. And you can feel underneath that you have a little bit of space between your low back and your mat. So we're going to move between pressing the low back into the mat and finding a slight arch through the back with our movement. So from here, I want you to inhale, reach your arms up overhead with the palms up. Start to stretch through the chest and the upper body. And then as you exhale, you're going to press your low back into the mat. The palms will come down. We'll bring the arms down by the sides. Good. Again, inhale, create that space through the low back, reach the arms up and over. Exhale, close that gap. Press your low back into the mat. Feel your legs turn on. Good. 2 more together. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, pressing the low back into the mat. 1 more time. Good. Pressing your low back into the mat. Start to pull your knees into your chest. Bring your forehead into your knees. And then from here, we'll come into a low boat. So extend your legs, extend your arms overhead. Coming back to center, knees pull in. Extend those arms overhead, or you can bring them down by your side. Just get that core involved. Pull the knees in and extend the arms, extend the legs. Good. Feel that heat. 2 more. Immediately turning on that core, getting us ready. 1 more time. And extend those arms, extend those legs. Hold. Good. From here, pull those knees in and rock yourself up to a seat. Scooting back to the middle of your mat, extending those legs forward. Just inhale, reach those arms up, creating a nice L shape through the body. Exhale, just let the hands fall towards the legs. Bring your forehead down towards the shins, finding a stretch. Do that 2 more times, using the core. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, fall to the legs. Good. 1 more time. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Walk those feet in and bring the hands behind you. So the fingertips can point out or they can point towards the glutes, whatever is most comfortable for you. But we want the shoulder blades to come together onto the back and really use those heels of the hands and the hands for support, for guidance. Bring the feet about parallel and about hip-width distance apart. Start to shift your hips up a few inches. And then we're going to press through the center of each heel of the feet, bringing the hip bones in line with the knees and then extending the crown of the head. Good. Creating a nice flat space through the front of the body and then release. Bring the hips down. Extend the feet. Inhale, reach the arms up and exhale. Just stretch. Just let that absorb. We'll do that 2 more times together. Hands come behind you. Feet walk in. Set it up. Inhale, start to lift the hips, lift the chest, lift the gaze. Squeeze your butt to keep the low back protected. And release. Hips to the mat. Extend those heels. Inhale, reach up, get tall. And exhale, fall towards the legs. Stretch. Good. 1 more time. Sweeping those hands behind you. Walk those feet in. Lifting the chest. Lift the heart. Shoulder blades onto the back. Squeeze the glutes. And release. Good. From here, crossing the ankles and planting the palms. Bringing the feet in line with the hips. Coming into a tabletop position. Just pause here. Take an inhale. And exhale. Good. From here, coming into downward facing dog, send the hips up to the sky and just pause here. Take a breath in and let it go. Good. Bend your knees and look between the hands and just step, or you can float gently to the top of your space. So from here, I want everybody to find a deep bend in the knees. Wherever you are, you're going to bring the belly all the way to the thighs. Get small into a ball. Good. So we're going to create this shape. We're going to start to straighten the left legs as we bring our head in line with the hips, finding a neutral spine, arms out to the side. And then everything's going to collapse. You're just going to give yourself kind of a hug. So hugging your legs, bringing the belly towards the thighs, rounding. Do that again. Straighten the legs, press the thighs back. Open those arms out to a T. Nice flat neutral spine. And then exhale, bend the knees, collapse. Good. 2 more times. And exhale. Really draw that breath in as you rise and fall. Good. Coming back to that T shape with the arms. Let that bring you up to a standing position. Inhale, reach the arms up. Take a side body stretch to the right. Weight stays heavy through those heels. Inhale, back to center. And exhale, over to the left. Good. Inhale, come back to center. Bring the hands to the low back. Fingertips can face down. Or if you want a different variation and get a wrist stretch and your wrists allow it, you can bring the hands with the toes or the fingertips pointing up. But here we're just supporting the low back, so it doesn't really matter. Start to bend your knees and then just shifting the hips forward. Find a gentle opening through the chest, through the heart space. And again, we're supporting our butt. We're supporting our low back with our hands. And then coming back to center. Inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, fold over the legs. We're going to do that together. Again, take a halfway lift. Bring the arms out to the side. Legs straight. Belly strong. Let that bring you up as the palms come to touch overhead. Keep the legs strong. Over to the right. Beautiful. Coming back through center and over to the left. Good. Coming back through center. Extend the wrists, the palms to the sky as you interlace the fingers, bringing the biceps by the ears. Start to reach back like you just woke up in the morning. And then release. Coming all the way back down over the legs, forward fold. Good. Finding that halfway lift. Arms out to a T. We come up again. Inhale. Reach those arms up. Palms touch. Over to the right. And over to the left. Good. Coming back to center. Interlace those fingers, pressing the palms to the sky. Find that back bend. Adding on. Release over the legs. Forward fold. Take a halfway lift here. And step back to a plank position. So pause with your shoulders over your wrists. Look forward as you come all the way down. Bring the tops of the feet flat. Inhale, just lift up for a cobra or upward facing dog, opening the heart, drawing the shoulders down the back. And exhale, release. Good. 2 more. Keeping the legs strong, the glutes strong. Lift the chest. And exhale, release. 1 more time. Pushing through the heels of those hands, pressing through the tops of the feet. And exhale, release. Tucking the toes. Make your way back to your downward facing dog. Take a breath in and let it go. Good. Bend the knees, stepping your feet towards the top of your space. Good. Take that halfway lift, arms out to a T. Let that bring you up. We keep moving. Bring the palms to touch overhead. Inhale and exhale, stretching to the right. Good. Inhale, come back to center and over to the left. Coming back to center, take that extension, lift the chest. And dive over the legs, forward fold. Take that halfway lift and plant your palms, step back to your plank. Nice and slow, coming all the way down to your belly. Bring the tops of the feet flat. Inhale, lift up for cobra. Keep the glutes strong. Exhale, we meet in downward facing dog. Good. Take a breath in. And exhale, bend the knees. Step forward, top of your space. Take a halfway lift, arms out to a T. Coming up with that nice neutral spine, palms touch overhead. Stretching over to the right. And over to the left. Good. Coming back to center, find a gentle back bend here. And dive over the legs. Take that halfway lift. And step back to your plank position, coming all the way down, starting to connect the movement. Inhale, lifting up for cobra or upward facing dog, and exhale, release to your downward facing dog. Take a breath in and let it go. Let that absorb. Good. Bend your knees. Step your feet towards the top of your space. Pause here. So adjusting the feet, moving a little bit slower this time. Come into that halfway lift and come all the way up. Bring the palms to touch. We'll add on. Take a stretch to the right and over to the left. Coming back to center. Find that back bend. Find that extension. And then just bring hands to heart. Pause. Good. From here, shifting the weight into your right foot. Pull your left knee in. Good. Pull that heel towards the glute. Hold on to that knee and start to twist over your left shoulder, reaching the left arm behind you. Good. Follow the gaze back and find an open twist. Reach that right arm behind you, holding on to the knee with that left hand. Coming back to center, both arms reach up. And now here, start to extend the left leg back, coming into an airplane. Reach the arms behind you. Lift the heart. Get into that chest space. Release the left foot to meet the right. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Good. Switching sides. Pull that right knee in. Start to twist over your right shoulder. Keep your eyes on something still and switch your grip, opening through the left. Good. Coming back to center, controlling that movement back. Keep your eyes on something still. Extend the arms. Right foot meets the left. Inhale, reach up. From here, exhale, take a seat. So bend the knees. Knees can be together or there can be a little bit of space. Pulling the belly in as you lift the heart up. Reach those arms up. This should produce some energy in those legs. So sit a little deeper. Weight is in those heels. Pause. And then straighten the legs. Hands come to heart. 2 more. Inhale, reach the arms up as you sit the hips back and down. And hands will come to heart. Good. Again, bending those knees, keeping the biceps by the ears as much as you can. Hands come to heart. Good. Sit low one more time. And now just sweep those arms back. Airplane the arms. Belly pulls in. 2 more. Inhale. Reach the arms up. And exhale. Airplane those arms. Inhale. Stay low in those hips. Arms up overhead. And airplane those arms. This time straighten the arms. Straighten the legs. Take that stretch. Let it feel good. And dive over the legs. Take that halfway lift to reset. Plant your palms. Step back to your plank. Coming all the way down. Tops of the feet flat. Inhale, lift up for cobra. And exhale, release. Tuck the toes. Make your way back to your downward facing dog. Inhale. And exhale. Bending your knees. Step forward towards the top of your space. Take that halfway lift. Arms out to a T. Come up with a neutral spine. We continue the movement. Palms press overhead. Stretch to the right. Coming back through to center. Stretch to the left. Beautiful. Take that back bend. And pull the left knee into the chest. Balance. Pulling that thigh to the belly. Reach back with your left arm. Coming back through center, reach back with the right arm. Coming back through center, set your eyes, flow into that airplane shape. And left foot meets the right. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive over the legs. Good. Take that halfway lift, arms out to a T. Let that bring you up once again. Palms touch. Over to the right. And over to the left. Good. Coming back through center, pull that right knee in. Pause. Get your balance. Using that hand on the knee, find that twist. Follow the gaze over the right side. Coming back to center, follow the gaze over the left side. And if you wobble or fall, that's okay. Coming back to center, create that airplane shape. Right foot meets the left. Inhale, reach up. Take that seat into Utkatasana. Pause. Inhale, reach the arms up. Stay low in the hips and then airplane those arms. 2 more. Inhale, reach up. And airplane the arms. Keeping the back strong, the belly strong. Inhale, reach up. And airplane those arms. Stay low. This time stand all the way up. Take that extension. Let it feel good. Diving over the legs. Forward fold. Take a halfway lift. And step yourself back to your plank. Coming all the way down. The body starts to know it. Start to explore it. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, release, tuck the toes, downward facing dog, pause, check in, take a breath. We move together one more time, bending the knees, stepping your feet towards the top of your space. Pause, take that halfway lift, arms out to a T, putting it all together, reach up, palms touch. Take it over to the right. And over to the left, lifting out of the waist. Coming back to center, reach up, lifting the heart. And hands will come to heart. Pulling that left knee into your chest, get your balance. Take that twist over your left shoulder. And back to center. Over the right shoulder. And back to center. Extending that left leg back. Finding that airplane shape. And back to center. Release, reach those arms up. And fold forward to reset. Take that halfway lift, arms out to a T, coming up with that neutral spine. Palms touch. Again, to the right, we stretch. And over to the left. Coming back to center, pull the right knee in. Set your eyes. Staying strong, reach over that right side. Coming back to center, opening the twist. Good, coming back to center, airplane shape. Good, coming back to center and release, reach those arms up. Sit into that chair pose. Good, weight is in the heels, knees over the ankles, lift the heart as you airplane the arms, and then arms reach up. Good, 2 more, find that fluidity, and arms reach up. Last time, airplane the arms, and now straighten the arms, straighten the legs, reach up, reach back, and dive over the legs, forward fold. Take that halfway lift and find that plank position, coming all the way down once again. Inhale, lifting up for cobra. And exhale, making your way back to your downward facing dog. Take a breath in and let it go. Coming down to the knees with the tops of the shins to the mat, the tops of the feet to the mat. Sit your hips to your heels as you reach up. Bring your palms to touch. Bring your hands to heart. Good. Inhale, reach the arms up, palms touch. As you exhale, rise up onto the shins. Finding Tadasana arms here, pause. Starting on that left side, bring that left arm out in front of you. Start to rotating the thumb back towards the heel. Reach for your calf as you reach up with that right arm. Finding a little side body stretch here. Working on keeping the hips stacked over the knees. Inhale, come back to center, Tadasana arms. Exhale, rotate that right arm forward, down. Spin the hand as you reach for the heel. Good, coming back to center. And now both hands will come down as you bring your hips to your heels. Just bring your forehead to the mat. Good, inhale, coming on up, reach up. And one more time, we take it to the left. Coming back to center. And over to the right. Good, coming back to center, staying up on the shins. Bring both hands down and start to reach as you spin the hands open. You don't have to touch the legs here, nothing forced. Just lifting the heart, finding that energy. And then reversing that, grabbing onto the heels. Bring your forehead down, let your shoulders completely relax. Let the back side of the body get nice and full with your breath. Good. Slowly rising up, shifting your hips to one side and extending those legs out in front of you, back to where we began. Inhale, reach those arms up. And exhale, just stretch the legs. See if you've created any space. Doing one final set of our reverse tabletop, or you can take this into reverse plank. Reverse tabletop, we've already been here, so we know where we're going. With reverse plank, the legs will stay straight, feet will stay together. Hands can rest where they were, either fingertips pointing back or fingertips pointing out to the side. Bringing the shoulder blades together onto the back, lift the heart. Stabilizing through the shoulders, start to lift the hips, working on bringing the big toes to touch. Squeeze the glutes as you extend through the head, feeling the entire back side of the body turn on. Press through the heels of the hands even more, breathe. And release. Beautiful work. Find that forward fold and let it go. Good. From here, go ahead and sit up, crossing the legs or coming onto the knees. And because we want to keep this energy, we're just going to end in a final minute of seated meditation. So just bringing the hands to the knees and just shrug the shoulders up towards your ears and just gently close the eyes. I encourage you to allow yourself this time. Take a breath and let it go. And just notice the body, notice the differences just for another moment. Allowing everything to absorb. Remember, this energy is yours to keep always. Take it with you the rest of your day, the rest of your week, wherever you are. Give yourself that grace by bringing your hands together in front of your heart. Bow your chin to your chest. Give yourself that salute, honoring the self first and foremost for showing up. And then bringing those thumbs right between the brow, lifting the gaze here. Finding that gratitude for whatever it is we're grateful for today. And with that gratitude, we bow to this space, to this practice. Namaste. Great job today, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this session. We'll see you tomorrow. Ciao.